All right, here we are. This is Vicky 3. This is We Play Games. I'm Walker. We're playing Japan. This is a tutorial kind of campaign where I'm going to show you how you can do an insanely fast removal of the Tokugawa shogun, and you can do it even with like better numbers up here cuz I just like I'm not too worried about it. I am invested. I did a speedrun video where I just like completely checked out and started watching videos on my phone because I like forgot that if the Shogun gets buck above 20%, then he starts fighting you on this again. And I got disappointed and I was like, ah, man, and then I just gave up. But I'm fine with the fact that I just gave up because here we are. We are on pace. We are on pace. We did do a little bit of tool assisting here. But we are on pace for an 1851, and I'm certain that we can do it faster than that. I'm certain that someone can do it faster than that. The last video that I did, I said somebody can do it faster than that in less than 24 hours, and they did because it's happening right here. We're gonna crush 1855. We were in June 1855. Doesn't that like why don't you post me a video to that, like a link to that here in the chat, and be like, look at this idiot. He thinks that 1855 is good. This guy's bragging about 1855. You should, but that's the other thing that I want to emphasize is that like if they tell you that we're doing it this way because it's good content, that's fine. That's totally okay because good content's important. But if they do it that way because they think they say that it's better than this way, then I want to see video evidence of it because you can do this. Just watch the videos. Just watch the videos. I promise you can do this. Just watch the videos, pay better attention than I do, and that's all you need to do really well with Japan. Watch my videos, follow my strategies, and just don't be stupid. Don't be stupid, Walker. You dummy. Do I have pulping yet? What do I even need for that? I need mechanical tools, right? The reason that I'm so disappointed, that I sound so disappointed, I'm not disappointed. I'm very proud with how we are. But if you play better, and you build your build order better at the beginning of the game, and you just the three things that you're building in are going to be Kanto, Kansai, Kyushu. Kanto because you need a source of iron. Also, it's going to be your capital, so you might as well build there anyway. Kansai because it is your capital. And then Kyushu because it's your source of coal. So you're going to build in those three places. That's where you're going to be moving your road construction around, following it mostly. But you also need to slap some logging camps in here because otherwise, like, you just spend a bunch of money that you don't need to do. And I did that, and now I'm flexing into Central Archives. Why did I get Central Archives? I didn't put on fast research, did I? If I did, I apologize. I'm not trying to do fast research in this. That's what the other videos are for. Pick something that's not important. Oh, no, I must have just been really close on Central Archives. Awesome, great. That means we can start doing the research that I really would, I think, and you can quote me on this because I've demonstrated it before, but I think the right thing to do is get to railways in the 1840s. And then in the 1850s, you almost always want to try to get to quinine. If you're doing a campaign, then you understand why quinine is so strong right now. I'm not going to show it off. This is going to be a divergent thing where sometimes I'm going to do the thing that the speedrunners want to do, and sometimes I'm going to do the thing the campaign wants to do. The campaign wants to get quinine here. I promise. If you've never picked up quinine, and this would be 53 if we just beelined it. But we would need medical degrees. So we would need medical degrees. So that's 12 to 11. That's like 6-7 years. So we could get quinine done in 1854. That's not bad. But again, we've just wasted a lot of research points on things that we didn't. That if we played better, we did not need. That is on me. That is on me. That is on me. Lean on me. Lean on me. So we could just fire a couple of aristocrats, honestly. The government administration buildings don't do anything. That they do things when your government is good. They do plenty of things when your government is good, and they do things if you want to like manipulate power and move stuff around. But like largely the bureaucratic offices are going to be bad for you, no matter what you're doing. The only thing that might change stuff, because I think this is pretty patch agnostic, the only thing that might change stuff is if they make it so that the starting characters are set. Because you really just need Jingoist in your shogunate to follow this path. A lot. Oh, and you want your friend to live forever. That's all you need. You do those two things, you'll be fine. Everything else is really not important. Everything else is optimization. You need. Oh, and good serfdom role. The good serfdom role is pretty flexible, actually. And if you want to know how to manipulate that more, then let me know. I can talk about different ways to manipulate the initial serfdom role, because that's the important one. All of the other like financial tools that you do where you're like tinkering with your taxes and stuff, those are good. Those are good, and I'm happy to talk about them, and they are important, but like they're not nearly as important as just getting lucky on serfdom. You really do want to make sure that your serfdom role happens by like 43 or 44. Or you're just way behind for no reason. If you can't get that, you're just way behind for no reason. What am I doing? I'm not. How far along is this episode? 6 minutes. Okay. We've got livestock ranches. That doesn't matter. We might start building some of these now. The other thing that I did in the other campaign is that I built a bunch of stuff that like drove me to want to invest resources into building agricultural stuff. Don't do that. Don't build any agricultural stuff until you've finished this. Do not give an inch. Do not give an inch. Don't build a single agricultural thing until the shogun is out of power. Your people will starve to death for you. They're pretty loyal. The people of Japan are very loyal. That's the other thing that Emperor Komei is discovering, is that the people of Japan, he loves the people of Japan. And so then you can start like working in ways to do role playing, right? Like he loves the people of Japan. And I don't know, maybe the reason that Emperor Komei moves from being an anti-Western character, because he should probably have the ability to align himself with the Buddhist monks like actually in the game, because I think that it represents what he did historically the best out of all of the options. I'm pretty sure about that. But like also it's just like it feels good, right? You should be able to just align Komei with whoever has the most clout, no matter what. And so that way if you want to align him with the industrialists and the intelligentsia, you can do that. And if you want to align him with a samurai, you can do that too. The only thing that he can't align with is shogunate. Everything else is just the thing that has the highest clout. That I think is the right way to handle him. If you want my humble contribution to the question of who should Komei support, and I think he should always be allowed to support whatever the largest group in government is. So I could build some clothing here. That might not be terrible. The thing that I like about not building clothing is that it drives up the price of luxury clothing. But we could continue to build cotton plantations and then switch one of the textile mills over to just being regular clothes, and that would also be good because that would reduce the problem that they have with standard of living that would come out of the clothes here, while also creating an opportunity to, because cotton plantations just don't make any money. Like 10, that's just because we're building with it. If we were not building with it, they would be making a lot less money than that. So yeah, let's build in Kyushu, Shikoku, Kansai. Kansai has a lot of extra location. You can build in Kansai. That's fine. We'll build a 10 stack in Kansai. That's cool. I like 10 stacks. Those are pretty good. And then after the 10 stack in Kansai, we will probably build some textile mills. And then we'll switch the textile mills over to just clothes. Like, no luxury clothes. If you want to buy luxury clothes, you can, but you gotta go somewhere else. You gotta go somewhere else. You cannot buy luxury clothes here. That is the official statement from Control. So you cannot buy luxury goods in Japan. Did I forget to move this? I usually do. That's the other thing, is that I want this to be simultaneously a useful tutorial for everybody. So if you don't know what I'm doing, please ask me. I promise I love talking about this game. In case that's unclear, I love talking about this game. It's so good. It's so good. I'm really excited to see where they go. I do think that we should be able to just drag this out. That's the thing that I care about. The rest of those are okay and not that important. And that, god damn it. Enacting dedicated police force is also not necessary, but it would be helpful, because it would continue to rip apart the power of the landowners. If somehow I have not passed this by the time Emperor Komei comes back, I'm probably going to just abandon it, but it depends on who I can align myself with, because I think probably you can do like Buddhist monks intelligentsia and then just start moving towards the intelligentsia, and you can hand wave that and just say that, like, all right, well, let's come up with a narrative. What would cause that? What if the thing that caused that is that Komei has a second son, and the second son ends up falling in love with like a Dutch girl, and they get married and then they leave, and then that's why he becomes less anti-Western. That's a narrative done. Like, you can. It's not, if you wanna convince yourself that you can't play this way because it doesn't make any sense, then just like start playing around with the narrative, because that 1000% happens. People make decisions based off of personal things all the time, just all the time. And so, like, the Emperor Komei being sad that his third son or whatever like left the country because his wife wasn't welcome. That's a real story. It's not Komei's real story, but it's a real story. And if you want it to be Komei's real story, then you can make it Komei's real story here on We Play Games. We're at 13 minutes. I'll just build a little bit more. Textile mills are pretty good. At least they can be. They can be pretty good. They can be pretty bad. If you that is the other thing, is that there was no reason for me to build so many textile mills that made rich people richer. I should have made poor people richer, because if you make poor people richer, then it shifts around the clout even more, and that's generally good for you. Like, that's why people recommend against taxing grain, because generally speaking, if your grain is expensive, like, I'd never tax it now. I would never tax it now. It would be stupid to tax it now. It would be mechanically wrong. Not to mention it would be morally wrong, because we've been doing all this urbanizing and making peasants leave subsistence farms and come into urban locations and build things in the urban locations, because we've done all of that. Now there's not a balance for grain. Now the price of grain is starting to go up. And so the market has displaced the tax that we were doing. And that's okay. That's fine. That is fine. As I have repeated, this is a tutorial that is designed for everybody, and I hope that you can get something useful out of it. I think the thing that I'm most proud about in it is just how easy that it will be for all of you to follow and share. You can share it with each other too. Share it with people. Please share it with people. I want to be making videos for at least a monetized amount. Like, this is the end of a video. That's when they say that you should do this, and I'm very bad at following that. If you watch my content, you know that, like, I love this game so much that I refuse to learn any of the other things necessary in order to be a successful YouTuber. Because, like, I love Paradox Interactive games. They're good. They're really good. And that's really what we're doing here. We're making Paradox Interactive games, and we're trying to see if we can, like, trick Google into paying us for it. All right. That's not acceptable. You are not allowed to leave. You were so close. We're so close, my friend. I know that you're tired and you tried to resign already in another universe, but we reloaded because, it's fine. If you wanna do save scumming in either speedrunning or in campaigns, that's okay. And I'm gonna demonstrate that behavior. I don't do it when I do my comedy campaigns because I think it's funny when bad things happen. But if you want to do it for your tryhards, I respect that. I do. That's gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt. One of the things that's so good about this dude is his insane popularity level, but I'm not worried. I don't think the Japan. I'm gonna say I don't think the shogunate is gonna regain enough clout to disrupt an 1851 based off of one little event like that. And then there's gonna be a clip of me losing my mind because that's exactly what happened. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. I just don't want that to happen. I want this video to be done. I want this video to be done for it to look good, for it to be an actual complete campaign. And then if people really want me to do the journal entries, I'll do the journal entries. If you really want me to do the journal entries, let me know. I think that you can do the journal entries a little easier than what I'm going to show you because I just added a bunch of debt. Whoa. I did it again. Every time I do this, chat, every time I do this, I hope that you guys have gotten used to me saying, and that's the end of the episode, and then just completely forgetting to end the episode and just keep playing. Because that's pretty natural for me. But, like, anytime I say that's the end of the episode, I promise you that I'm not going to say anything useful to normal people after that, and it's just going to be Walker talking to himself. And if that's useful to you because you think it's either funny or informative, then you can listen to that, but you don't have to. Regular people should not. Regular people should never listen to me whenever I'm just doing this. It's really only going to make you think that I'm insane, which might be true, but not the point of the channel. Okay, bye.